Hey, good morning, Facebook friends and family. My name is Daryl Cooper. I'm with Keller Williams Real Estate, and I'm a part of the Quality Real Estate team. And today I would like to speak about the fiduciary duties that an agent owes to his or her client, whether he's representing a buyer or a seller. A fiduciary pretty means faithful servant. With that being said, there are 6 fiduciary duties that we as real estate agent owes our clients. Anytime a customer comes to us and want us to represent them, we establish what is known as a fiduciary relationship. And in that relationship, one of the duties we owe to our client is accounting. And this is the agent must account for all funds and not commingle any funds. So with that being said, it's simple as if you give me $500 in earnest money, I cannot put that in my personal bank account. I have to put that in an escrow account, business account. Or let's say if I pay for services in your lawn, for your lawn to get service. Well, with that being said, I must account for all those funds and keep you updated on all those funds that I have account for, so that way when we get to closing, you have no shocks. I mean, it's not shocking you at all. Like, you understand what's going on. The next one I would like to talk about is reasonable care. This is one that I really advise customers or clients who are in the real estate, whether they're buying a home or selling their home, to really pay attention to. Reasonable care. The agent must use his or her skills to their best ability to represent their client in their best interests. So, with that being said, today, a lot of real estate agents are focused on the commission rather than the client. And that is creating rather a bitter sour taste in the seller mouth or buyer mouth. So you have to pay close attention to your agent. If you since they're not giving you this fiduciary duty, you need to address that with that agent immediately. Or when you get to the negotiation table, you're gonna have trouble, or you're gonna find yourself on an expired listing, or you're gonna find yourself not liking real estate agents because of the simple fact of the matter, you were poorly represented and that agent didn't give you reasonable care in the representation process. The next one I would like to talk about is confidentiality. Now this one, the agent must keep any information that his or her client provides to them not secret, but more of between them two. And the reason I say that is because this also can hurt you during a negotiation process. So an example of this is, let's say I have a buyer, I'm representing a buyer, and my buyer is pre-qualified for $200,000, but my buyer finds a home at $150,000. I do not want to disclose that with the seller agent. I do not want to disclose that with the seller, because if we get to negotiation time, the first thing the seller and the seller agent is going to say, well, your client has been pre-approved for $200,000. Why can't they take $175,000 for the property, versus the property being listed at $150 and my client wants to purchase at $150, if that makes sense to you. So that's just a small example, and that's something that I would advise new agents to practice, is the confidentiality for their clients. Or it can be anything it could be anything. Like, my client may be something as small as my client can't afford or can afford to do maintenance on the home, renovating the carpet once they move in the home. I don't want to let nobody else know that, because the moment I do that, the seller or seller agent is going to advise their client the proper way and say, hey, you don't worry about the carpet because they got the money to fix it. You just don't want to get in that ballpark, and it can hurt you a lot during negotiation. Disclosure. Now this is one I would like to speak with both client and real estate agent on. Disclosure goes both ways. I know we owe this to our clients, which is I'm gonna harp on that more. because as a real estate agent, you owe disclosure to your client. However, I think it goes both ways. In disclosure process, this duty, the agent must disclose to the client any information he or she receives that may benefit the client's position in negotiation. So that's very simple. Anything that they know that can benefit them during negotiation, us as the real estate agent, we must relay that to our clients. So if I know that this house is only worth $120,000 and at this a square foot, I need to relay all that pertinent information to my client versus having my client purchase a home and be upside down on the home. You can be upside down on a car all day, every day. But when you're talking about making a major investment, six-figure investment into a home, it's different. You know, you're talking bankruptcy immediately, or excuse me, not bankruptcy, foreclosure immediately. So these things are critical, and why we should be educating our clients through the process. And that's one of the things I do here over here, the Quality Real Estate Team. I educate my clients through the process. So step by step, they know what's going on. Now this works on the client's behalf too as well. So let me just touch on that a little bit. On the client's behalf, let's say I'm representing a seller, and the seller knows that there's something wrong with the roof. You have some sellers out there who don't want to disclose that. However, it's very, very, very important that you disclose that. And well, of course you got the property disclosure where you can disclose that in, but sometimes you get sellers who say, I don't want to do that because it's gonna tamper with the sale of my home. That may be the case, but with a skilled agent understands how to get around that with that being recognized and still get you the best deal and get your home sold for the best price. So it goes both ways, disclosure. The next one is a big one, is loyalty. The agents owe undivided loyalty to the clients and put their interests above their own. When I was in the military, I served in the Air Force for a total of 6 years. So when I was in the Air Force, one of our core values was service before self. I'm a firm believer in that. Another, being a God-fearing man, how I am today, and how I apply my business on a godly foundation, I believe you have to be a servant first. You have to. I don't care what business you are doing, but in the real estate as a salesman, you have to be a servant to the client. You have to cater to your client. So agents, commission will come, the referrals will come, the leads will come when you cater to your client, providing them with great service, showing them that they are all what matters. Regardless of you representing the buyer or representing the seller, these things are very important. And the last one is obedience. The agent must obey all lawful orders that the client gives him or her. That's self-explanatory. However, I have to elaborate on it, because in the real estate world, there are issues with this. And clients don't understand it. Customers don't understand it. If you are a customer, I can't represent you the same way I represent a client, and that's because we don't have a legal binding contract between us. However, I still can provide you with limited service. Same thing with representing the client. I can do anything in my power that's legal. Now, I'm not going to go out here and take your listing a pocket listing. That is illegal. I'm not doing no such thing. So, and with that being said, if you ask me to, for example, hey, Mr. Cooper, could you put my house on the market at $400,000 and your home is only worth $150,000? I can do that. But it doesn't make sense. Now, I'm not saying that's not legal or illegal, excuse me. But it doesn't make sense. So I just wanted to put a difference in between obedience and legal actions. Like I'm not gonna take escrow money out the account and just give it to you if it's not in the contract. That's what I mean when I speak on that legal, on a legal part. So obedience, we owe that to our clients. So once again, the 6 fiduciary duties that an agent owes to his or her client is accounting, reasonable care, confidentiality, disclosure, loyalty, and obedience. These are the 6 things that a client should look for when being represented by a seller agent or a buyer agent. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. You can reach me at 803-702-0894, or you can reach me on Facebook, social media, Quality Real Estate. You can reach me on Twitter, Quality Real Estate. You can go to my website, qualityrealestateusa.com. So you can reach me all in all those areas, and feel free to comment below and let me know what you think about the video. I'm gonna be doing these weekly. It's gonna be different approaches, but I'm focused on educating the community, whether you're a real estate agent or whether you are a buyer or seller who's looking for a real estate agent, because it's very important that you know what you're looking for. And most of the time, most buyers and sellers know what they're looking for, and I just want to help the real estate world become more productive. So God bless. You guys have a wonderful day. Again, my name is Daryl Cooper. I'm with Keller Williams, and I'm a part of the Quality Real Estate team. Bye-bye.